Hello travelers, welcome to Magic 2014 where we are going to start our first sealed deck construction and play and all this jazz. Sealed has always been one of my favorite formats, sealed and draft really, just because of the events that we always have in my area. The pre-releases are sealed, there's always 6 rounds, 100 people, 10 people win, a free booster box. It's crazy amounts of fun. I just love building stuff with a bunch of crappy cards. So I could not wait, like most people, to get into the sealed. I don't need sealed tutorial, thanks. Yes, I definitely want to skip the tutorial. So here we go. This is how sealed works. You get 6 booster packs, you open them up, and you play. And that's pretty much just how it goes, which is completely different. You only need a 40 card deck as opposed to a 60 card deck, which changes things a little bit. And unfortunately, there are a few little problems this sealed format already is going to have. The fact that we get to unlock 3 additional booster packs makes our sealed pools a little too good for my tastes, and the total card pool that we can pick things from is only like 150 or 170 or something like that, so it's really small. So most sealed decks are actually already really good, but let's just get started. Let's start taking out the double pictures here. And what do we get in our first pack? Titan? 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 Oh hell, Jinxed Idol? That's unfortunate. Let's see what else we got. Condemn is good, Tormented Soul is good, this thing's not terrible, Tectonic Rift has potential, Solemn Offering's alright, Distress is good, but overall this is not a good pack. And all I can really do is hope for some lucky stuff, really, and that was not it. That was not the pack we were hoping for, guys. What do we get here? Protean Hydra. Lovely. This is also another crappy rare. Pacifism is good. Rampant Growth is good. Suntail Hawk. It'll be okay at the start, but no. These are not quite what I was hoping for. I have seen many better sealed packs being opened up, but we still have a chance. We still got 4 packs coming. And okay, Nightmare's decent, but it forces you to pretty much play mono black. Rock Egg is good. Dustale's not terrible and sealed. Oakenform will be okay. Frost Breath is epic. So again, a couple of decent cards, but they are all over the place in color. This is not productive. Oh, come on, sealed. Why does my luck have to be so bad even in virtual games? Aegis Angel's pretty decent. That I'm okay with. But my white has so far been... everything's thin and stretched. Like, too much butter, or not enough butter scraped over too much bread, right, Bilbo? Giant Growth is good. Signed in Blood's good. Swiftfoot Boots, I'm very glad I got that. Another Rampant Growth. Griffin attacks +1/+1. I might be playing white-blue, guys. When I was looking at this, the black and red seem... black is definitely the best in the sealed pool that we can get. Red or green is probably the next best, and then white comes in at 4th, and blue is just terrible. Yet I might have to be playing freaking white and blue. I guess we'll see. Something good, like a Titan? Search your library for up to X cards and put them into your hand. So it's essentially a 6-cost Demonic Tutor. I already opened up a Diabolic Tutor at 4, so there's no way I'm going to run this. Another Condemn, Suntail Hawk, Rats, oh boy, Shock, Volcanic Dragon. Alright, I'm getting a couple good red cards late, but it might be too little too late for that. Last booster pack. I don't know what I can hope for at this point. My cards are so thin. My cards are so thin. Destructive Force. I once played a Destructive Force deck when this was out in Standard at the time, with Titans, and it was tremendous amounts of fun. I do not want it in Limited. So, well, that's part of the problems of Limited. Sometimes you get good stuff and sometimes you don't. It feels very thin all across the board in each color, but half of the fun is just figuring out what can you build with what you get. So we're really just going to look at that. Don't sort by rarity. That's the most annoying thing in the world. Give me some mana cost, and here we go. We can see that I have more blue and black than anything else. Let's look at my artifacts, or I guess my colorless first. Swiftfoot Boots, absolutely. This guy, 5 for a 7/4 trample when he attacks. Sacrifice it? No, that's retarded. Potentially use Jinxed Idol. In fact, I think I will, just to get me some... well, see, the original Jinxed Idol said on here that they gain control permanently, they can't give it back. The new Jinx title, people can give it back, so I don't like it anymore. I might have to use Terramorphic Expanse, but we'll hold off on that. Let's take a look at our green, and no, get rid of that, just the green. And let's see how many must-use cards we have here. We probably would, get over here, we probably would must-use the Hydra, even though he's not fantastic. Giant Growth, yes. Sliver, yes. Rampant Growth, most likely. Oakenform, probably. Unicorn is crap. Probably would use him just because. Slime we would use. And then we could potentially use these two worms, but nothing really fantastic that screams out, I want to use that. Let's look at our red. Shock is a must-run. That's actually really good. Well, it depends on how many instants or sorceries we get, but it's got potential. That's decent. Sliver, Active Treason, those are good. Those are actually really good. This guy's not terrible in Limited, simply because, well, again, I'm taking a regular format of Limited mindset right here, as opposed to MTG 2014 Limited mindset. Creatures are a little bit smaller, and stuff is slower until you just get random fat creatures that are 6/6 and they otherwise would really, really suck because they're like 8 to cast with no abilities or whatever. So he might be decent simply because he's 4 for 5 power. Tectonic Rift, creatures without flying being unable to block can potentially win you the game, so it has potential. Bonebreaker Giant's decent and Limited. Volcanic Dragon's good. Destructive Force, there's no way I'm going to use that in Limited. But I guess if I'm going red, maybe I would just for the hell of it. Probably not, though. Creatures you control gain double strike, so that's just a way to try and win in one turn. But nothing I'm really that excited about, especially not as a solid color. Wow. This is lovely. Tormented Souls are very good. Taste of Blood's crap. Ravenous Rats can be good. Distress is good. Sign in Blood's good. Okay, it looks like I am going to be going into black then. Looks like I'm definitely going to be going into black. Let's take a look at our blue for a second. Unsummon, Mantine Guard, or Maritime Guard, whatever. Mantine Guard. Not terrible. Generally 2 for a 2/2 is your standard. He'll be a 1/3 instead, so it's a little bit more defensive, which blue is generally all about. Scroll Thief, you're just not going to cut it. Trained Condor. Another target creature gains flying in. Okay, that's a good creature. Frost Breath, double Frost Breath is really nice. Phantasmal Dragon's really nice. I might be playing blue-black, actually. Ugh, 5 for a 3/3 flash flying. Well, cards like this really do win Limited. They really do win sealed games, just because it's a 3/3 flying. Any sort of evasion is really nice. I'd prefer spending 4 for a 2/2 flying any day of the week, but I'm going to be stuck with multiples of those guys, it looks like. And then finally we'll take a look at our white. Suntail Hawk, Condemned, Pacifism, Mighty Leap. Rock Egg is really good. Charging Griffin's really good. Well, he's decent. Sarah Angel and Aegis Angel. Okay, so maybe I'm just going to go 3 colors, because there's a lot of good stuff I can use in each of these. Let's just highlight all 3 of them. So depending on, well, there's a lot of good stuff. You want to take the Tormented Souls because unblockable is just crazy good. You gotta take Condemns because removal is awesome. And then we'll probably have to ignore the Slivers. Ravenous Rats making guys discard is good. Distress is nice. I don't know if I can use Sign in Blood or Distress though if I'm gonna go triple color. For the moment we're gonna look at white and black first though. Because this blue stuff, we're missing Essence Scatter, big deal. 1 Trained Condor, double Frost Breath is crazy. Double Frost Breath is definitely crazy. So we are going to splash these guys in here. Just these 3. I don't think I have space for the rest. So we'll take the blue out for now. Let me get my Giant Scorpion out here. Charging Griffin. Let's go with a couple Mark of the Vampires because I'm going to need my guys to be as good as possible. Sarah Angel for sure. Aegis Angel for sure. Minotaur Abomination 4/6. You're terrible. And then Nightmare. Nightmare's really good in mono black, but if I'm not running mono black, we're looking at Best case scenario on turn 6, a 4/4 flying for 6. Best case scenario, I don't think that's really going to cut it here. So I'm going to have options for a few more cards. A few more little guys, probably. Let's take a look at what else we can throw in. Mighty Leap's not quite going to get there. I could go for a Sentinel Sliver. They don't have any other slivers. So it's really a matter of what else. If I'm going to get 3 more cards, well, most of this stuff is all really cheap. I could potentially go 24 and 16 as far as land base goes. Yeah, because all my stuff is really cheap, with the exception of these 2 guys, which are both double white. That's good to notice. None of my blue cards are double blue to splash. So I think I am going to go 24. So if I can add 4 more cards, what would I want to add? What else do I have in my artifacts? Blue spell or black spell? No, those would only even be remotely considered. I definitely want to use Terramorphic Expanse, although I'll count that as a land, so I'm still looking at 20 cards. I don't really have any big bomb guys, unfortunately. Let's see here. Using just for the active treasons and the shock, potentially. But then I'm going 4 colors, that's just too thin. So it's a matter of, do I like my Condor and my 2 Frost Breath, or do I like a little bit of removal? I think I'm actually going to keep the Frost Breath instead. But this could potentially change depending on what we open up in our next packs. Green always makes splashing numerous colors much more effective, but I would want more than just Giant Growth and Rampant Growth if I'm going to be splashing green. And double Frost Breath, you can win the game with double Frost Breath, so I do think I'm going to end up keeping that. So now we're looking back at black. These bats aren't fantastic, they're not terrible, but they're not fantastic. Looking at white, I don't have anything else for white. I think I will be throwing them in though. At least I'll put in 1, help persuade the life a little bit there. Charging Griffin attacks, it gets +1/+1. So you're really 3/3 flying. That's not terrible. But it looks like if I'm going to have, well, I don't have that many weenies. 1, 2 right there. 3, 4 weenies. Rock Egg just makes a nice wall. I wouldn't hate having a couple extra little guys, so we are going to throw a sliver in here. We're really at 22 cards because one of them is a land. So we can throw in 2 more guys of something. Maybe just double Suntail Hawk. My stuff is really weak at that point though, so maybe a Mark of the Vampire and a Suntail Hawk perhaps, or a Rotting Legion. He's terrible, but he's big, and I need something large. Maybe I don't. What would I want to throw in? 24 cards, it's really 23. Let's add our land in first. I don't need many blue, I just need 1, so we'll put in 4 for that. I have a lot of double white, and I don't have as many double blacks. Let's just see where this puts us. 39 cards. Okay, so we got what? 6, 11, 15, 16 land at the moment. I have more black stuff than anything else, but all my black is... Well, no, I do have double black in here. I do have a lot of double black. And then my best creatures are double white. So it looks like I'm just trying to get out some weenies, gain some life, try and pump a couple of things up. It's not very good. I've looked at a lot of other people's sealed videos and they have much better stuff than this, but part of sealed is making work what you can make work. So we still get 3 more booster packs, which should hopefully level this off a little bit. Deck strength weak. Yeah, I know, thanks. Thanks there. checklist. 17 to 18 lands, 14 to 17 creatures, no more than 2 colors, 40 cards. Thanks for telling me it's weak, though. I'm fully aware. Yeah, it looks like we might just have to get... what the hell was this thing called? Mark of the Vampire on something like Tormented Soul, you know? We do have 2 removals with Condemn. We have another removal with Pacifism, potential removal with Distress. You're really just going to use that to discard creature cards. I'm just going to add another black land. I could potentially take out a blue land, but I'm not going to. So... the rats are more discard, so that can kind of get a little bit in the way. There's not much here. There's definitely not much average. Oh, I add 1 land and now it's average. I don't know. It might not be terrible. I do think there's a lot of nice utility in here. So we'll see. I tried to get as much flying as possible, which is great evasion. Double Frost Breath is really good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And if I can hold off a little bit of life here, another target permanent has Indestructible, so if maybe we're looking at casting Mark of Vampire on turn 4 and casting this guy on turn 6, I can make something indestructible that has this. That'll be a huge threat. So, all is not lost just yet, but I am definitely underwhelmed with the power I got in here. But, well, that's what we're going to go with right now. We got... what do I want to call this? It's got blue. It's not quite a bug. I guess bow. You can't pronounce that. B-U-W. Maybe white UB. I got a wub deck. Wub 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 wub. All right, this is dubstep deck. That's what this one's gonna be. So what we're gonna do now that we've opened up the packs and built it is I am actually going to. Yeah. See, here we go. We get 3 other packs, which I don't want to go through all of this crap. On screen with you guys, because that's a lot of boring stuff just to unlock a couple of packs. When we do unlock the packs, I will go back and show the pack and show me editing it, however. We're just not going to see the campaign, but we will eventually take this deck once it's complete online and play other people who got much better pulls than me. That's what we're going to do. So, thanks for watching for the moment, guys. Alright guys, we just finished that first challenge, and it actually went a lot better than I was expecting, so we got a couple of achievements and a new booster. So we go back to our deck manager, I believe, open up my next booster pack, and let's see what I get. Something good, something good! Oh, lovely. That's terrible. I'm getting rares in every single... We got that Black Tutor thing, Aegis Angel, Protean Hydra, Jinxed Idol, Destructive Force, now a blue card. I'm getting rares in every single color, it's lovely. Spirit Mantle is good. I'm glad I have that. Another Griffin is good. That card's good. So I did get some additional good white cards to go with it. So that's not the worst thing in the world. I'm definitely using those 3. My red is a little bit even more tempting now too, though. But it's definitely helpful, as much as that rare is terrible. I mean, I've certainly won tournaments without using rare cards before, but we shall see. So, going to white, definitely use Spirit Mantle, definitely use that thing, and definitely throw that guy in here. I think we can take the Condor out now and just replace him as this Master of Devotion. 42 cards. I still need to take something out. Let's see here. Yeah, these Mark of the Vampires were crazy, considering I can make something indestructible or I can give it hexproof with Swiftfoot Boots. Those are definitely my ways to win, sticking it on a Tormented Soul or something like that. The rats are a little on the weak side. This Sliver's out of place. He's really just a filler 2/2. Need to take out 2 more cards. What to do? I still kind of want to use these Suntail Hawks in addition, but I don't think they're not gonna fit. I guess I could get rid of the bat, perhaps. I don't know. The bat's not terrible. Just he's an automatic 4-point swing, and gaining life is kind of something I do. I don't know, it's interesting. I do have a bunch of weenie stuff. 6 or 12, 18, 16, sorry, I can't count. And 17 land. I guess I could take one land out at the start. Let's take out the blue. I still need one more thing to cut here. If I wasn't 3 colors, I probably would just take one more land, but obviously being 3 colors, I can't quite do that. Okay, I think my weakest link at this point, honestly, the Sliver's out of place. He's really just 2 for a 2/2 Vigilance, which, that's meh. Ravenous Rats are a little on the weak side as well, but card advantage is kind of okay, so I think they're better than the Sliver. These guys are mandatory, mandatory, mandatory. I really like Rock Egg. He makes a great meat shield early game, and he can be a definite threat late game after being used. That's going to allow him to get through, potentially more creatures get through. He can block big fat guys that otherwise would kill me. Yeah, I think that Sliver's got to go. So we're going to get rid of the Sliver. And that is where we are going to save our Wub Weenie Life, is what I've called it. I wonder if I take everything out and click autocomplete, what would it give me? Oh, suddenly I'm strong now? Whatever, guys. I'm going to go back and start trying to unlock these other 2 boosters. All it's going to take a little bit of time. Thanks for watching so far. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we just won another match and unlocked another booster. So hopefully this one will be a little bit kinder to us, please. A good rare, so I can use more than one rare in my deck. Please, K, thanks. Interesting. 7 is a little on the high side for my tastes, but it would possibly be playable. Let me zoom in for you. Each opponent who casts a spell can't attack. Each opponent who attacks can't cast spells. So pretty much it means they get to do one or the other, which is nice. 7 is a little high, though. What else did I get here? Another Sign in Blood. Priest of Thune is good. Another Suntail Hawk. That's a playset of Suntail Hawks now. Another Pacifism, that's mandatory. I'll probably throw in the Terramorphic, too. Ooh, Sleep over here. Sleep is really good. Oh, I guess I already have the 2 Frost Breath, though. Which is just easier to cast, considering I'm 3 colors right now. If I switch to 2 colors and take out the 2 Frost Breath, though, I could put in a little bit more creature power. I don't know, we'll have to see. We will have to see what I do. It's another rare I'm not exactly stoked about, though. Okay, so if I take out... Let's just see how that works. As good as Frost Breath is, if they're my only blue cards, I think at this point I do have to just bite the bullet on them. Take out my 3 of those, pump this up to 8, but not to 8, that's 16. And then I've got the 2 Terramorphics. So let me, yeah, we're fine with that, 16, and I'll just use the 1 Terramorphic actually. What I really want, because the point at that point of Terramorphic is to quote-unquote thin the deck out, so that you draw less land later on. But at the same time, because of all the double black stuff I have early, I want to make sure I get that double black early. So I don't really want to be stuck Terramorphicing all the time either. But my double white is mandatory late, which I guess at late I should be fine. So yeah, let me take out an extra white, and then I'll put in that Terramorphic. So now we're looking at... how many land? 17 to 18 land, which is what I want. And I guess we'll just straight up throw in the Angelic Arbiter. Okay, so there. Now we're at 40 cards. With 8 is 16, but it's 15 instead too, so 17. Okay, so 17 land. My curve is getting a little bit higher now. It used to be low, and now it's not low. Let's see here. I definitely want to throw in that 2nd Pacifism. War Priest of Thune is also really good. He can save you later on in a match from a Pacifism or something. It might be time, I don't know, the Rats, Rats are decent, but... Maybe the Rock Egg has... No, Rock Egg's good. Rock Egg is good. Another Sign in Blood. I probably want that second Sign in Blood, too. I've never even drawn this guy. These Griffins aren't terrible. We'll take out the Bat. Yeah, I think we're just going to take out the 2 Rats. As nice as discarding is. And that gets us one other card, which we could use... Solemn Offering is not terrible, but it's more of a sideboard type thing. I wouldn't want to draw it and never have a target for it. Numerous Suntail Hawks over there is good, but meh. That other Sign in Blood's really nice. I did pull a Cower in Fear, which it's a really good card. Oh, I was thinking it was all creatures. Creatures your opponents control. I could potentially use that. We're going to throw in the Sign in Blood first. I could use an Assassinate. It's a terrible removal spell, but I mean, you can't really be too picky. You need removal. I think we'll stick with this though. And I believe I get one more booster pack, which there's not really much it can do to save this. This is pretty much a lost cause. These Mark of Vampires have been sweet. They're the only way I'm even beating the freaking campaign. So there's no way I can beat players with this, I don't think. But we shall see. We shall see. Alright, that's where we're going to save this. Yeah, just save changes, thanks. And I'm going to go unlock this last deck, and then we'll see you after that. Alright, we are done with our little campaign area. We've unlocked our last booster, and at this point, I'm just hoping for good commons and uncommons to help fill the deck out with a little bit of meat, you know? I don't need any bombs. It's too late for that. What are you going to give me? A Brittle Effigy. It's a card I really wanted, but not quite at this point. Fiend Hunter is awesome. Mark of the Vampire I'm stoked for. Another Distress, that's good. And Master of Diversion. So I really got what I wanted. I got a little bit of extra meat. Fiend Hunter, a Mark of Vampire, and Distress are mandatory. This guy maybe not. I don't know, he's really good though. And Brittle Effigy probably will use, so let's see exactly what we're going to do with finishing this pool up a little bit here. Let's go white and artifact. God, I hate that rarity thing. Go to freaking casting cost. Okay, Brittle Effigy. Where else was everything? Oh, Fiend Hunter, you're a must run. I really like him. I understand other people may or may not. Priest of Thune. See, he's the type of guy who'll be better against other players than he will against the campaign. Solemn Offering. Okay, so that's... Oh, what else was it? Oh, we got black cards too. Take the white off. Distress. I definitely want to run those. Taking out their best creatures before they even have a chance to cast it is huge. It works great with rats, but the rats, they just don't pack enough. Oh, that, where was it? A fourth one of these things. That's crazy. There's my win condition, guys, and I'm not even kidding. This is my win condition. And then combination of making things indestructible or making them protection from creature or straight up hexproof. Some combination of one of those three shields with this thing, with the +2/+2 and lifelink, that's how I've won the games. That's really it, which is sad because it doesn't feel very reliable. The campaign just doesn't have that much removal, I guess. So we have a little bit of work to do now, though. At this point, I do want to take out the big fat bomb at 7. 7 is just way too much. 6 is as high as I want to go. And if I don't use this, I'm not using any rare. Well, I guess Brittle Effigies are rare. So I have to use something, right? Sarah Angel is amazing. These guys have been nice, especially with getting the Swiftfoot boots out there. They've been nice. Giant Scorpion, I've never even freaking seen him yet. The theory of him is nice, however. Rock Egg, I've never seen Rock Egg yet in all these campaign matches. Fiend Hunter is mandatory, double Distress, double Pacify. I finally get a little bit of removal here. Tormented Souls have been huge. Putting lifelink on those guys is crazy helpful. I still want to stay at 17 land, though. So I'm at 17. I can't go less than that. This is the tough part now. Where do I cut 4 cards? So usually in sealed, as bad as I know it is, as it is to go over 40 cards, at tournaments I usually run out of time. I'm busy building stuff and, you know, trying to fine-tune things, and then you have to play test it to see what works, and then you try and tweak it. I usually run out of time and I end up with a 42 or 43 card deck with 18 land. But in this case, I have all the time in the world, so there's no excuse for that. I do like him. Maybe the Master of Diversion after all. It's really nice to tap guys, though. He has to attack, so it has to be safe enough for a random 2-2 to still want to get in. So you know what, let's take him out for the time being. I still have other things to take out. Jeez. If I could get Giant Scorpion, I would see how much more useful he is, but I'm just not drawing him at the moment. How much removal do I have here? I got the Effigy, 2 Condemns, that's 3. 2 Pacifisms, I'll count that as 5. Fiend Hunter makes 6. That's a good chunk of removal, that's more than 10%. So that's a good chunk, that's what, 15% even? Because 10 would be 4. So adding 2 more, yeah, that's 15%. So a nice little tip there. Although some of them aren't exactly the best removal in the world. 2 more cards, huh? Okay, if we look at which ones of these are must-run, the Tormented Soul, I'm not sure, but I feel like he should be. Brittle Effigy honestly might not be must-run, but this is pretty much your best way of dealing with big bomb threats later. You can play it really early, or, you know, you cast a creature, you have a couple mana left open, you can just cast an Effigy, and then at the end of the game later on, you can get rid of their big bomb for something that didn't really cost you any time. That's what makes it so nice. And because it's exile, you can get rid of indestructible stuff, which is huge. Not as much in limited, but I mean, it won't come into play against Titans or anything, but that'll be my answer to Shivan Dragons and the like, and stuff that has a million enchantments or is just indestructible. So I do think that's must-run. Condemns are must-run. He might not be, but I do think he'll be better against human players, considering how many enchantments I'm using. You know, just sit on him. You don't really use him for the creature, you use him for the enchantment removal, which I guess actually at that point I could kind of use Solemn Offering instead and expand it to artifacts, but I don't know, I think I'll take the extra 2-2 as opposed to 4 life just in case, plus it's less to cast, although again I lose versatility. Distress is huge, you know, you look at their hand, you see what they have for one if they have any combat tricks, and you get rid of their best creature. So that's huge. It's kind of like removal, honestly. Sign in Blood, maybe not. It's potential. I could potentially get rid of the Sign in Bloods. Giant Scorpion might be. He might be the low man on the totem pole at this point. I do really freaking like Rock Egg. I just haven't had a chance to use it, but. We'll get rid of Giant Scorpion, as much as I really do like him. You play him turn 3 and he just sits there as a wall that they don't want to deal with. It's not, it feels weak to remove him, and he can just answer anything. He can stall their game early, he can kill their big fat guy late. He's just a really good dude. 1 more card, huh? 1 more card. Man, I really don't know. I guess I could kind of use 41 cards for the moment just to see if something does end up being a little bit of a weaker link, if Rock Egg does end up sucking, if Sign in Blood, I mean, Sign in Blood's obviously really good. But you have to use Sign in Bloods. It might be Rock Egg or Priest of Thune at this point. Maybe even Brittle Effigy, maybe. Maybe a Tormented Soul. It's nice having 2 though. I feel like you use 2 or you use none. That's the thing. And because they're unblockable, they work really well with my Mark of the Vampire. So, You know what? I'm actually just gonna... I don't want to have to think about this stuff too much at the moment. I want to test some cards out still. So I'm actually going to be a noob and go 42 cards. I like the number 42 anyway. That's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 18 land to balance that out and 42 cards. And that'll allow me a chance to test a few things out. See if I really do want double Sign in Blood. See if Rock Egg really is helpful. Eventually I'll throw these diversion guys in there and just try and swap things around a little bit. Excuse me. So... maybe not double Griffin. I don't know. They've been really nice, especially with Swiftfoot Boots. I seem to get that a lot. The Griffin's been nice. If I had more slivers, I could potentially go that route, but... yeah, I think this is where I'm going to stick for now. So, I guess I can actually take off the U and it's just white-black. No, why are you... oh, that's annoying. Actually make me delete this crap. Weenie life! Don't misspell that, thank you. Yeah, we'll just stick with this. Save changes, and then now we're gonna go try and take on human player opponents with this. And it's probably not gonna go very well, but that's what's gonna happen with it, guys. So thanks for watching, take it easy, catch you later. And actually we'll catch you against humans. Is what we're gonna do. Screw this last thing. Campaign progress. Whatever, I'll finish that later. Oh, we'll have to purchase more slots soon. Multiplayer!